What's good, everybody? It's Falcons Daily. We're back here on a Tuesday. Happy Veterans Day to all of you who have served and all of your family members who have served who may have lost their lives in a line of battle. Appreciate everything you have done for the country and wanted to shout y'all out today and say thank you, thank you, thank you. Again, I am your host, CG, Craig Green. If you want to give me a follow on social media, you can find me at Craig G Sports, CRAIG, the letter G, and the word sports. You can find FanArch, who powers Falcons Daily, at FanArch Co. Their logo is in the top left corner up here. They are at FANARCHCO on social media. And today we're going to continue to dissect the Atlanta Falcons as only we can. We're going to look here at Michael Penix and some of the struggles he's had recently. When you look at Penix here, we're on a 4-game losing streak. There feels like there's been multiple times in games where just critical mistakes have been made, perhaps mistakes that may not have been made by a veteran quarterback. And that's why I wonder if there's any chance that Raheem Morris, feeling that the season is going to be on the line, may reverse course and go back to Kirk Cousins, not only to try to get the Falcons into the playoffs, but also quite possibly to save his job. I mean, I feel like it'd be too early to pull the trigger on replacing Raheem Morris right now because, again, there's no coach out there guaranteed to become a winner. Everybody wanted Bill Belichick. Look at them at North Carolina. They're not in the question for the ACC championship even. It's a slow burn to get you where you want to be, and I think that's what we're seeing with Raheem right now. It's a 4-game losing streak. We're 3-6. We're technically still in it, but it doesn't feel like it. It doesn't feel very good, you know what I mean? So would he go back to the veteran? Would he go back to Kirko to try to save the season? I mean, when you look at Penix's stats over the season right now, he's at 1,800 passing yards, 9 touchdowns and 3 picks. He's got a passer rating of 86.8. His best game by far was the game, two of them really. His best game by far in terms of passer rating was against the Commanders. He had 313 yards, 77% completions, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. After that, you'd have to look at, just based on the passer rating, his game against the Patriots 2 weeks ago, 221 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. But he only completed 59.5% of his passes. Against the Colts, he completed 43% of his completions. He's at 58.8 on the year. Honestly, in my opinion, that's not good enough. We need to be around 2 out of 3. We need to have our quarterback completing, again, anywhere from 65 to 70% of his passes, if not higher. If Drake May can do it, I don't see why Michael Penix can't do it. And again, there's multiple issues, I think. It's not just Zach Robinson's scheme or whatever. I know a lot of folks want to put that on him, but I do think that Penix has some mechanical issues. We've even heard him, like if you're watching the Falcons broadcast and you're listening to Atlanta Falcons Radio Network with Dave Archer and Wes Durham, he even highlights sometimes how Penix doesn't do what he needs to do with his feet, doesn't set his feet the right way, and the throw can be off kilter sometimes. So, I really advise a lot of you this Sunday to watch the Falcons game and listen to Dave Archer dissect the game and analyze what he's seeing on the field. I mean, he is one of the best at the business. He played quarterback not only in the NFL, but for the Falcons. So he knows what he's talking about. He knows he's at every single practice. He's studying the offense. He knows what they're trying to do, and he helps break it down for you tremendously. Now, with that said, the struggles offensively, could that lead to a change at offensive coordinator as well? I'm sure a lot of you saw that Brian Daboll was let go by the New York Giants yesterday afternoon. And, with the Giants on a 4-game losing streak of their own, they had a 9-7-1 season his first year. Then they had a really tough year after that. This is his 4th year. 2 tough years after that, and this year is not getting off to any better. You just gave up a lead in the 4th quarter to the Chicago Bears, a game you probably should have won. But with Daboll, he does bring experience, but I don't know if we would want to just get rid of Zach Robinson and, for Brian Daboll, because when you look at Daboll and his history, I mean, he is under the Bill Belichick coaching tree, He's worked with some of those guys. He came from Alabama also. Like, he was under Nick Saban. He was under um, Bill Belichick as well with the New England Patriots. So he's got a couple of Super Bowl rings from his time there as a wide receivers coach, a defensive assistant. He did a lot of things with them. Went back to the Patriots again from 13 through 17. He was on the Patriots coaching staff when they beat the Falcons in Super Bowl 51. He was a tight ends coach for them back then. And then he went to Alabama to be the offensive coordinator for the Crimson Tide before coming back to be the Buffalo Bills OC, and then getting the job as head coach of the Giants back in 2022. But his best rankings, when you look at the offense for Brian Daboll, his team's ranks right now, basically he's living off of a couple years in Buffalo, right? When it comes to yards, right, the yardage right now, the total yardage, his two best years, 2020 and 2021. They were second in total offense, and then in 2021 they were fifth in total offense. When you look at their rushing attack, it wasn't the greatest. Sixth in 2021 for rushing, but their passing offense was pretty good. Third in the league, and then ninth in the league. So they did pretty good under Daboll there. That helped him get the job with the Giants and be their head coach. But the results there were not the greatest. 18th in total offense, 29th in total offense, 30th in total offense, and right now 14th in total offense. But what got him fired was the 4-game losing streak. That's what ended up getting Daboll shown the door. But, would you want him to replace Zach Robinson if Raheem Morris was to make a change? I don't know, because I would say no. I would still, when you look at Daboll and Zach Robinson, honestly, I would still rather have Zach Robinson. And it's because Daboll's living off of a couple of years of success as an OC back in 2020 and 2021. Again, largely with the Giants, not a good product. And I know the Giants have been, what the kids would call a poverty franchise over the last several years. But I will say this, they made the playoffs, or they had a winning record more recently than we did. So that's what I can say about that. But at the same time, I don't feel like Daboll is consistent enough to come here to Atlanta. I think sometimes what he was trying to do in New York was run his offense that he had with Josh Allen with different guys like a Daniel Jones or with Jackson Dart, Russell Wilson. And I feel like it just wasn't working out for him. And again, it led to him losing his job and being on the street. But Raheem Morris was asked by Mark Zeno during his press conference yesterday back at Flowery Branch about any changes possibly being made. And Raheem Morris said this. He said, "We've got a really good group of guys. We've been in two tough games back-to-back weeks versus two really good teams that we were highly competitive. There's a lot of things that we want to get better." So, and Raheem understands the question. And the reason why the question is being asked is because of the fact that the Falcons are struggling. And it feels like the quarterback is struggling. It feels like, a lot of players are struggling. I mean, it still feels like it's only Bijan and Drake London and sprinkling in Pitts. Algier really had a nice ball game on Sunday, 2 touchdown runs. I was really happy for Magnum TA to get in there. I think he deserves a contract extension, or if not a contract extension, at least, if he qualifies for the franchise tag. Falcons need to look at that exactly. But offensively, I think there's a lot of things that we're struggling at. I think what we need to do is dumb down some things for Penix, give him some more check down routes, tell him to stop trying to, get 17 yards back at once when it's 2nd and 17. Just take 5 or 6 yards if you get it. Just kind of, we can get these in bite-sized pieces and go from there. But again, Robinson, the offensive coordinator, hopefully he doesn't have any more of these super long developing routes where, he's expecting the quarterback to have time in the pocket. We need to see Penix get rid of the ball quickly. I want to see him 3 steps, dump it off, and the screen game is not working right now. I mean, the blocking is I almost said the S word. The blocking is terrible right now on the screens. Timing is off. Let's just stick to what Penix does best and then hope the defense can stop it. And, with the weeks going by, One thing that you should know is that at 3-6, it is getting a little more closer to, you know, brass tacks. So we may or may not make the playoffs. At 3-6 right now, a 4-game losing streak. We are 3 games firmly behind Tampa Bay for first place in the NFC South. We do have the Panthers in our building this Sunday, and we are 2 games behind them. So a win this Sunday, if we can get one. Again, the Panthers are now 5-4 after losing to the Saints. Saints are now 2-8. But again, if we can get a win over the Panthers, that would bring us to within a game of Carolina, with splitting the season series. So that would be huge, going towards tiebreakers. We still have the Buccaneers on a Thursday night coming up later in the season. But this is our chance here for the Falcons to try to string together something before the Seahawks game. I mean, again, the Saints and the Jets are not very good whatsoever. The Saints did make a change at quarterback, going with Tyler Shuck, but again, they just got to win over the Panthers, an upset win, but they're 2-8 for a reason, and Falcons need to take advantage of that. So if we can find a way to beat the Panthers, beat the Saints, beat the Jets, we're right back at 6-6. You know, you've got 5 ball games to go, and anything really can happen at that point in time. Let's see here, folks. One thing, I want to see you guys doing is continuing to give me some comments. Let me know what you guys are thinking about the season. Let me know what you think about Brian Daboll possibly being our next offensive coordinator. Any questions, comments, concerns, put them in the chat for me, and we'll be happy to address it on the next program. But until then, y'all have a great Taco Tuesday, if you eat tacos, that is. And again, happy Veterans Day to all who served and all their surviving family members. I am CG. This is Falcons Daily. We'll holler at you later. Sayonara and buenos noches.